that are affecting me. Rising crime, poverty, issues in my own country. But today we're talking about it. Yes, we're gonna talk about it. Ain't nobody wants to open their mouth, but we don't speak out at the Youth Zone. Searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down at the Youth Zone. We may be young, but we're the next generation, and we're here to save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Youth Zone Season 4. We're so happy to have you with us. So, you're in senior high. Guidance counselors want you to fill out college applications, sit exam after exam after exam, all in an effort to make sure you can secure yourself a college education when you leave school.
Or how about this? You've sat through careers day after careers day, listening to bright, successful professionals talk about how exciting their jobs are, how much money they make, how they climb the ladder of success. And as you listen, you're dreaming that I'm gonna be just like...
Hold up, Sophie. I've got a good one.
How dare you?
You sit in class after class and listen to your teachers lecture you over and over. You better get this if you want to be successful in life. You will need this in order to get a good job or to qualify for college. And you believe them.
You're sure right you believe them. Then comes a rude awakening. Everything you planned out to make your success did not happen after you graduated. Wake up. No college, no money, no college acceptance letter, no job, no opportunities, hurdles after hurdles. The one thing you didn't see coming. So what do? What now? Well, on today's show, we're addressing the issue. Does high school really prepare you for the real world and the experiences?
Our discussion begins and we come right back.
Stay close.
Woo!
High school does prepare you for college. It's up to the youths to put your mind to it. If you want to become and be a millionaire, you have to put your mind to it. You can't just wait on everyone to come to you and say, oh, do this, oh, do that. No, you have to be the leader and say, okay, I want this for myself.
What high school prepares you for is it prepares you socially. I don't think it prepares you educationally, because a lot of things that we go out, we don't learn in high school.
Really?
We learn that in college. Not everyone is made for college. So I mean, for people like in my standards, we're ready for college, and our school teaches maturity, so we'll be able to make it on our own in some way.
We may be young, but we're the next generation, and we're here to save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone.
So we were sitting on a stand beside that eye, and then the water started from 6 o'clock. The water just rise up. We on it in the closet. So we done the door. And then we go on, when we sit on this, the water is there. On the stand, we sitting on the stand in the water. And then after the water gets so high, and it start to get so cold, then we go on inside the ceiling. And we been up there from until Thursday.
In the ceiling?
Yeah. In the ceiling, all my back and thing, still aching.
Imagine driving through the Bahamas without having to worry about potholes. Imagine roads with standing reflective signs, striping, reflective road studs, and pavement rejuvenation. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. It's here. Our rejuvenation and cold patch products come with a 3-year guarantee. Our products also work on parking lots, driveways, airfields, and concrete surfaces. For further information, please call Bahamas Striping at 394-7777.
Pizza Hut is now open at Saunders Beach. Come savor the flavor of our great tasting pizzas. Order your Pizza Hut favorites today by dialing 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Try our signature pan pizzas and our specialty pizzas on your favorite crust, plus pastas, wings, and more for takeout or delivery. 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Pizza Hut, make it great. Delivery within Saunders Beach and the surrounding area.
Save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Welcome back. We're talking about whether high school really prepares you for the real world. Let's find out what you had to say about it. Our social media correspondent, Hallie Bow, has this week's responses. Hallie, over to you.
Thanks, guys. We're always excited to hear from you on our topic of the week. And boy, didn't we get some interesting responses. Let's take a look. This week's question of the week was, does high school really prepare you for the real world? Here's what you had to say. Keisha Sweeting says, I feel that high school does not prepare you for the real world. In high school, especially in private schools, I feel that there aren't enough courses offered for those who are going directly into the work environment after high school. However, James Roll says, I think high school prepares you for the real world. However, I can only speak for myself because at my school, we have a variety of courses offered such as business and technical, which can help you to get a job directly after graduation. So we want to hear from you. Stay tuned to our social media sites on Twitter at the Youth Zone 242 or 242 Youth Zone, Instagram at the Youth Zone 242 or TYZ123, and Snapchat the Youth Zone or Youth Zone 242. And don't forget our Facebook page, The Youth Zone. View our question of the week and send us a 20-second video of your opinion. That's our social media report for this week, and back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Hallie. Well, it's time to turn up. It's the life of the party, and they're the muse with all the views. We're talking about our TYZ panel. Hey, guys. The things you do to get the microphone in place. Okay, so let's talk about our topic today, folks. We're talking about this thing about whether or not, well, really, does high school really prepare you for the real world? What say you?
I mean, let's be honest here. High school barely prepares you for college. Judge the real world.
Interesting.
As it relates to that, like, when would you actually need to know the value of X in an interview, or the value of X as it relates to when you get paid? But with that said, it sort of prepares you intellectually to handle certain challenges that the real world may have to offer. But as it relates to preparing you for the real world, hardly.
Yeah, I agree. It helps you. You gain experience in high school. You get to learn problem solving skills. You got to turn in your work on time. You gotta. This is like job experiences. You gotta bring your work. You have to bring forth a good product, and you get a result after it, which is your good grades. However, I feel like we put the high school in this bubble where it has to prepare you for something. The goal of a high school is to educate you. Yes. You know, so I feel like we putting this pressure on them, like, oh, you gotta, when I can learn this, when I can learn that, this situation does not happen in high school. I feel like the real, I'm bubbling.
But I feel as if the high school does prepare you for college. It's up to the youths to, like, put your mind to it. If you want to become and be a millionaire, you have to put your mind to it. You can't just wait on everyone to come to you and say, oh, do this, oh, do that. No, you have to be the leader and say, okay, I want this for myself. That's what I want in the future.
But let me ask you, do you really think, okay, I think everybody knows that you want to have a goal and a plan and all of that stuff. But do you think school prepares you for what happens if plan A doesn't work? I don't know if schools are teaching us, what's your plan A? What's your plan A? Are they telling you if plan A doesn't work, what's plan B? Or better yet, if plan B doesn't work, what's plan C?
Well, in my school, I only could speak to myself. I'm in grade 10, so they started saying that our journeys begin. They always say that even though you have a plan one, you always need to have a backup plan. Well, that's what they tell us. They say we should always prepare ourselves.
Yeah, they start telling people that obviously different subjects and stuff. Ain't nobody telling me that.
I think more than anything, what high school really does teach you is taking on responsibility. You know, if you take accountability for the things you fail to do, and you get rewarded for the stuff you do. So, if plan A does fail, high school should have taught you how to take accountability for that failure and to go on to plan B so you could, like, have success there.
Okay, so sorry, go ahead. I'll go after.
Commenting on what Elsha said, she said that we put a lot of pressure on high school as an educational system so that we can be prepared for later on in life. The reason we do that is because it is the last level of tertiary education that we have. It's all that we have before we go out. Many people don't even go to college.
I mean, but it's not tertiary education, it's secondary education, first of all. And then how do you expect an 18-year-old who always getting lunch money on time, who mommy always doing that, helping them with their homework and all of these things, you getting spoon feed the majority of your high school career and expect them to just magically be ready for the world. The world is heartless and cold, and it's hard. You understand? So, for coming from a good and comfortable environment to an environment where you on your own, high school can never prepare you for that.
No.
Hold on. But a lot of things we learn in school, we're not going to use in our daily lives. And what high school prepares you for is it prepares you socially. I don't think it prepares you educationally, because a lot of things that we go out, we don't learn in high school.
Really?
We learn that in college.
What do you mean by educationally? Because then...
I mean, like calculus, say for example. But calculus, you're not going to use in everyday life.
I think, okay, you saying high school prepares you educationally. It does help you socially. However, I think you're talking about the experiences, like life experiences, or if I lose my job, how do I react to that?
Ain't no class they offer in the school says what happens if you lose your job semester one.
When you really look at it, you can't blame a person's success. You can't really blame it on high school. You have to look at the person's whole life. You have to look at their parents, their whole social environment, everything.
So then it goes back to my question: is high school preparing you for the real world? And I don't know if that's their role or not. I don't know. Is it doing the job?
I think it prepares you for the Bahamas, but it doesn't prepare you for the world at large.
Which is worse?
Well, for some schools, because for my school, it prepares us. Well, I wouldn't say for the real, it prepares us for college. And however, not everyone is made for college. So I mean, for people like in my standards, we're ready for college, and our school teaches maturity, so we be able to make it on our own in some way. And I think some schools don't do that.
So when we come back, we talk to our guests on the issue. Our discussion begins when we come right back. Stay tuned. You're in the Youth Zone.
What has hurt us as a country is the view that the technical and vocational jobs are the low-end menial jobs, when in fact these are the people who are really making money in this country.
Listen. And we're here to save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone. Save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us, we're talking about the levels of preparation in high school to make it in the real world. Let's meet our guest. She deals with a scholarship program at the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, where she's working on an initiative to get more public school students to qualify, as well as working with guidance counselors. Please meet Monique Hinsey, as well as Kimara Isaac, a college representative from Monroe College, where 13 Bahamians are currently studying.
Welcome. Welcome to the show. Awesome.
Pleasure to have you.
Okay, so do you feel, and I think you're going to give me the obvious, but maybe you might be truthful, that schools are really preparing kids for the real world?
Well, the truth is, it's not school's role to prepare students for the real world. It's high school's role to prepare students for the next phase, which really and truly should be college. Now, I sat and I listened to everyone's feedback of, view that there are some students that should go to college and some students are not up to par to get to college. I think we need to dismiss the myth that only some students should go to college. There are different types of colleges. If we're saying that high school prepares students for the next phase in their life, it does not. Really and truly, the level of training that students need to be able to transfer into the workforce is similar to the level of skills needed for students to transfer into college.
And so you're saying that unless we decide that we want to make the next part of our life being going to college, if we decide not to do that, then that means that there's no future for us.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is the trends in the world are changing. The manual, the types of jobs that were available 10, 15, 20 years ago, it's changing. Even if you are a plumber today, if you have a desire to fix cars,
requires
you
some
are
level.
required to have some level of training.
But talking about, we were talking about government schools this afternoon and how a lot of government schools promote vocational studies, and we come to this conclusion that we're kind of settling for these like lower end jobs. Like high school is preparing you to become in the tourism industry or technical vocational studies. How do you or auto mechanic? It's just we feel like the standard.
How to get low end?
But I mean,
so can I say something to you? Can I say something to you?
They just want to do bush mechanic.
No. But can I say? No. Yes. Can I say something to you? What has hurt us as a country is the view that the technical and vocational jobs are the low-end menial jobs, when in fact these are the people who are really making money in this country.
Listen, until you have to pay for service, you will understand that these people make money. When your toilet breaks down, and you see the plumber got to come for 15 minutes, and when he slaps that bill to you, you say, I wish I was a plumber.
Yes.
These people are making money.
Yes.
These people are making money. So I agree with you that we have this notion that only people should go to college or people who want to have a business job or be a lawyer or a doctor, and that simply isn't true.
But my point is that a lot of people are opting not to go to college because they want to do those jobs.
And I think
that's my point.
And I think the reason being is because of this myth.
Yeah.
That if you want to pursue these jobs, you don't have to go to college. When really and truly it's not true. Who is going to? I mean, look, just look at the landscape in the country now. Look at the amount of persons that are driving luxury vehicles. You think I'm going to let you fix my car if I'm driving a BMW, an S5, and you have no level of training to fix that vehicle? Now, that may seem as though it's a low or...
Excuse me, I just have one.
It may seem as if being a mechanic is a menial job, but fixing that BMW or that Mercedes, trust me, that comes with a serious price tag.
That's why these bush mechanics can't get it right now.
Analytical skills.
Yeah.
Excuse me, but what about the careers that don't really require studying, like singing and artists?
Who told you that?
I think everything requires
Hold on.
No, everything requires some level of skill and training.
I'm talking about it, right? I know that you still have to go to college, but what about the people that aren't academically inclined? I know that you need to go to college.
Again, I'm going to let Kimara talk again.
Yes, ma'am.
There's this myth. There are different types of schools for different interests and studies.
So I accept that. So even though I may not have the academics for math and English, I can still get some level of training from my vocational skill. But the problem here, and I think it's in our society, everybody can't afford college.
Right.
I mean, if we do a survey in this room right now, how many of your parents are ready right now to send you to college? A handful will go up. The majority of Bahamians cannot afford college. So then what?
But Clint, what are you defining as college? We have a College of the Bahamas.
That's more expensive than ever before.
No. Soon to be University of the Bahamas. We have BTVI.
They're all expensive.
The government of the Bahamas gives bursary awards.
Only when it's election time?
That's not true. That is not true.
Tell us about it.
That is not true.
Tell us about it.
Any student in this country, as long as you're a Bahamian, if you have 5 BGCSEs with C and above, you can go to the College of the Bahamas for almost for free.
But what about those people that can't?
Well, then there's BTVI. See, there are different routes, and that's what you need to understand.
So are you saying to me then that anybody, are you saying to me that anybody that has a desire to go and pursue higher education after secondary education can do so in this country and be able to afford it if they don't have the finances themselves?
What I'm saying to you is that at this present time, when we look at how much money and funds are being allocated towards higher education, it's probably the highest it has ever been in this country.
Good. So I ask you again, the average student who may not be the 4.0, but they're doing well and average in this country, and they desire that after they graduate, they want to pursue a college education. Are you saying that there is a means and ways in this country for that person to be able to be funded by some entity to go to school if they are not the C or above?
Yes, if they're not the C and above.
Right. For example, everybody's not an A or B student, but there are people who get C's.
Oh, I
who are
thought you
good
said
students.
no. I thought you said if they're not
No,
C,
no,
because
I mean
no one
people
is going to invest money in you
No,
for you
no,
to go
I mean,
and
for
flunk
example,
out.
those who are C's,
yes.
or maybe a B or B. I
excuse
may
me.
get 5 BGCSEs, but I may miss math, but I get 6 in something else.
Can I-
Can I have a future?
Excuse me.
Yes, you do.
Excuse me. When you,
I
I'm going
saw a
back a
picture.
little bit. When you say that we have to have BJC and BJCC to go into college, these days you really have to pay for those things. What if you don't have the money to take them? Will you still be able to go into college?
Do you know that the government also provides subsistence and funding for students who
I
cannot
understand that.
afford to take the BGCSEs?
I understand
Yes,
that.
they do.
Oh wow, I did not know that.
Yes, they do.
Didn't know that.
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just want to make the point that the College of Bahamas is a college that accepts almost anybody. Like you just do, if you didn't make the grade, you just take prep 048, 047.
How do you pay for your college education?
Now, well, it's $100 for that class. No, it is $300.
How do you pay for it?
Well, that's true.
If my
That's
parents
true.
funded me through government school all my life, never to pay for school fee, how do they now face with us?
But Clint, I saw, okay, not to make an excuse for students that don't make that C, for them to be lazy, not to make an excuse, but I saw a picture on Facebook. Big ups to Facebook. And the picture had a monkey, an elephant, a giraffe. And there was a person trying to teach this monkey, this elephant, and this giraffe to try to climb the tree. Okay, in the education system, I feel like they only have one method of teaching all these students the same way, but there are students that learn differently. And when you have this one BGCSE that everybody has to pass this one BGCSE, you can't tell me how intellectual I am because I can't pass that BGCSE because I wasn't taught in a way that made me understand.
And it really isn't even how much you know. It's about your studying strategies. It's really how you can absorb the information and replicate it, not your mastery of that certain skill.
Good point. Let's get you in on this.
Okay, so from what I gather here is that we are talking about a lot of different things here. We're talking about one, the mindset. We're talking about people who think that, okay, my parents didn't go to college, they don't have so much money, I'm probably not going to go to college. We need to remove ourselves from that. That's the point I think Ms. Hinsey was trying to make. Sometimes even in society, we begin to see persons as that. So the mindset is there. That way they're not even able to get the grades that they want because they don't even want to try because they're already still in that mindset. You know what, I'm not gonna do good. I'm not good at this, you know, and they end up coming out of school without those subjects. They end up not seeking help from counselors or other students. You might be good in English. I might be super weak. You might be good in math.
Because of teaching methods.
Exactly. But then at the same time, because you are good at math and you understand from the teacher, you are able to help me because you can understand as a peer what are some of the challenges I'm facing. So that's the issue of the mindset.
But in our government schools, I know kids who don't even come out of school with 3. They take MASI, 3 and graduate. 3 BGCSEs and graduate. You understand? And they pass 2. So the government school system isn't encouraging
Okay,
students
so
to take these examinations.
correct.
So I did horribly.
Let me just say one thing to her.
Let's get
I'll say
in on
one
it. Go
thing
ahead.
to
Go
you.
ahead.
I understand what you're saying. You are correct. What if I have a child? That is what they're required to do. They take the 3 subjects and they get out. I, as a parent, it is my obligation. You, as a student, it is your obligation to know where you're going and find out what is required of you. So even if you only have the opportunity to do 3, your parents and family and the community, once you know where you're going and what you need to do to get there, you're going to start seeking all these different type of resources to get that done. So if that means you're going to do 3 subjects and graduate, you bet you're going to do that. But that means you're going to try to find some way.
Yeah.
Even if that means volunteering, get it involved in community service for someone to pay $300 for you to take that extra exam, you will do that.
I want to go back to what you said about people asking other children for help. There are many children who are introverted these days. They don't want to be around other people. They don't want to socialize. What about them?
So,
they don't want to seek the help. How can you help them?
Well, I really do believe that a lot of those people, it's also because of their mindset. They may be intimidated. Maybe they haven't found that person that they feel comfortable with. So I can definitely say I am definitely more comfortable with Miss Hinsey than I am with you. So I would tell her something and I would ask her to help me with something, and I won't ask you. I would actually run if you asked me a question. But I would go out and seek help from people that I'm comfortable with. So to answer your question, yes, there are those type of persons. When I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of friends. I was teased, I was called a lot of names, and what I did was went outside of my community and I seek person who didn't know me so well. I felt a little bit more comfortable because they didn't know I was called names and all of these different things, and I was more comfortable with them, and I got so many different opportunities just by asking. Because you might be surprised, there's so many persons in the world, they just want to help. You just have to ask.
We're going to give Ms. Hinsey the last word because we're really out of time. So go ahead, Ms. Hinsey.
I want to go back to what you said. Because you were not fair to the public school system. And I want you to know that there are some in the private school system today. No longer than today, I had a workshop at a private school. And the parents said to me, it seems as if it's more beneficial for kids to be in the public school.
There are more opportunities.
Let me tell you something. There are opportunities that currently exist in the public school system for students to get to college. Ms. Isaac is here representing Monroe College. Monroe College is one entity that the government of the Bahamas has established a relationship with, promoting and pushing higher ed. We are going out and we are finding colleges and universities to decrease the financial barriers for kids in the public school system because of the view that you have. That, you know, public school kids, they ain't going to college, they're not going anywhere. No, let me tell you, they are. And we are watching it and we are seeing it. I used to work to the Life at Key Foundation, and I would look at the applications and I would say, why aren't the kids in the public school system applying? Why aren't they? And they weren't applying because they weren't motivated. No one was telling them that they can be. And so once we went into the system and began to tell them what was there, what was available to them, and they began to take ownership, she can tell you, at Monroe this year, there are 20 kids, 13 of which are from the public school system, all on full scholarship.
Wow. Nice. That's a good note to end right there, Rod.
Yeah, believe it, release.
Good note. Good note. Sophie.
Well, we're not out of talk, everyone, but we're so out of time. Oh, so let's continue the discussion on social media at our Facebook page, that's the Youth Zone, and Twitter page, we're at YouthZone242, or meet us on our interactive chat live at znsbahamas.com.
Well, don't go anywhere. Your TYZ News is up next after this break.
Woo!
Hi everybody, I'm Alexia Johnson.
And I'm Jose Etienne, and we're back, bringing you not only important but also relevant youth news. During Youth Month, a new feature was The Amazing Race, and our TY's reporter Shanae Smith takes a closer look at what it's all about.
As a part of National Youth Month, the Division of Youth hosted the annual You Amazing Color Rush. The Color Rush kicked off by hosting a scavenger hunt with a modern twist. Participants were placed into groups of 4 and instructed to take photos or videos of the items on their scavenger hunt list, then post them to Instagram. The hunt began at the National Art Gallery and featured major landmarks throughout the capital, such as Junkanoo Beach, the Hilton, and the Pompey Museum. There was even a challenge which required the participants to engage the tourists and do ring play with them. After the hunt, participants went to Clifford Park, where the event was closed with a concert. The You Amazing Color Rush was not only fun-filled, but also rewarding. as winners of the hunt received a $500 cash prize. The event also served as an avenue to collect food and supplies in aid of those affected in the Family Islands by Hurricane Joaquin. Reporting for TYZ News, Shanae Smith.
Shamar Burrows is a Bahamian athlete who has worked hard to become an exceptional student athlete in Ridley College. The institution is a prominent private boarding and day university preparatory school in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. Burrows was named the first boys basketball team captain for the Ridley Tigers and was considered the school's top student as a prefect. His classmate, Livingston Bromwell, who was a Bahamian, has also become a successful athlete through his success in leading the Tigers to their first provincial title in school history when they won the Ontario Federation of School Athletics Association's Class A Boys Basketball Championship.
That's amazing. With all that has happened this year in the Bahamian Islands due to Hurricane Joaquin, relief efforts will be important to help rebuild those communities. TY's reporter Yamil Moss takes a closer look at how this initiative is going.
Volunteers are greatly assisting in the effort to reopen schools on Long Island after the devastation of Hurricane Joaquin. Recently, Long Island MP Loretta Butler Turner said that 4 amazing sponsors have provided material and workmen, and that they are making sure that students are returning to their normal routines. She also states that they will have schools up and running very soon with the help of the Ministry of Education, as it is a priority. A local bookstore donated $12,500 worth of books to the Long Island schools, and an anonymous donor helped to supply funds for workmen to rebuild the schools and for other medical supplies. I'm Alexia Johnson reporting for TYZ News. We also want to hear from you if you have news regarding our phenomenal youth. Well, that, my friends, is the news for this week. I'm Alexia Johnson.
And I'm Jose Etienne. Please don't touch that remote.
Stay tuned for more Youth Zone after the break.
Imagine driving through the Bahamas without having to worry about potholes. Imagine roads with standing reflective signs, striping, reflective road studs, and pavement rejuvenation. Well, you don't have to imagine anymore. It's here. Our rejuvenation and cold patch products come with a 3-year guarantee. Our products also work on parking lots, driveways, airfields, and concrete surfaces. For further information, please call Bahamas Striping at 394-7777.
Pizza Hut is now open at Saunders Beach. Come savor the flavor of our great tasting pizzas. Order your Pizza Hut favorites today by dialing 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Try our signature pan pizzas and our specialty pizzas on your favorite crust, plus pastas, wings, and more for takeout or delivery. 603-3333 or visit pizzahutnassau.com. Pizza Hut, make it great. Delivery within Saunders Beach and the surrounding area.
So we were sitting on a stand beside that eye, and then the water started from 6 o'clock. The water just rise up top. We on it in the closet. So we done the north. And then we go on. When we sit on this, the water was there on the stand. We sitting on the stand in the water, and then after the water gets so high and it started to get so cold, then we going inside the ceiling. And we've been up there from until Thursday. In the ceiling? In the ceiling, all my back and thing. Still aching.
Save our nation. At the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
Well, we're back with another exciting season of learning to speak another language, and of course, it's focusing on Mandarin. Our language coach Tanya McFall has some new and innovative lessons for us this season. Hey, Tanya, welcome back.
Thank you, everybody. Ni hao.
Ni hao.
So, we've been learning a lot of things today. Well, let's begin with the new phrase. 我们开始吧.
我们开始吧.
我们开始吧. It means good. That means let's begin. Now, this week, someone celebrated a very special day. Who was that?
Mr. Lottie, look who.
So, when we want to say happy birthday, you say Juni.
Juni.
Shangra.
Shangra.
Kuaila.
Kuaila.
Say it
Juni
again.
Shangun Kuaila.
Do it again. Juni.
Juni.
Shangra.
Shangra.
Kuaila.
Kuaila.
So today we're going to learn the birthday song, okay? So, Juni Shangra Kuaila.
Juni
Shangre Kwaila.
Come on, audience, we gotta hear you too.
Juni
Shangre
Kwaila.
Kwaila. Say it one more time. Juni Shangre Kwaila. Then the other part says Juni Xing Fu.
Juni Xing Fu.
Juni Jin Kan.
Juni Jin Kan.
So what that means is we wish you happiness and health. Okay?
Oh, nice.
So Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
So let's go through it again. Sorry, I'm mixing up myself. Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Xing Fu.
Juni Xing Fu.
Juni Jin Kan.
Juni Jin Kan.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
Juni Shangre Kwaila.
All right, so everybody ready to sing? Everybody ready to sing? Audience, we can't hear you. You ready?
Yes.
All right, everybody ready? E-R, San. Juni Shangre Kwaila. Juni Shangre Kwaila. Juni Shangre Kwaila. Juni Shangre Kwaila. Happy birthday, Mr. Watson.
Y'all crazy. Thank you. Wow.
And on behalf,
thank you.
All right, and on behalf of us, of the cast and the crew of the Youth Zoom, we want to say thank you. You get a special gift card just for you.
Wow. Thank you. Oh my God, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. What do we do?
Celebrate.
Thank you.
And that's our show for today, guys.
Well, it's about that time for a brand new segment. I'm a little mixed up here and lost. To encourage business ownership and tips to running your own gig. We call it Stripes of My Own Business.
I realized that I actually had my first business when I was about 13, 14, to whereby, like, first I started off cutting the grass at the church. Then from walking the lawnmower from my house to the church, like, my auntie used to stop go and cut my grass, and I found out to whereby on a weekly basis I had about five different yards I had to cut, and I was making about $25 a yard. Where I lived with my uncle, I went to BTBI to take up carpentry. And my uncle was a plumber. So when I was off from school, I worked alongside him in plumbing. And he also did road striping as a side business. And that's where I got my first taste in striping. I can remember it was an early Saturday morning. He waked me up, said, "Come on, we got a job to do." Went in the back of the yard and he pulled the canvas off of the small machine, and from then I just started asking questions what the machine does, and from there, like, driving to the job site, me and him was talking about, and he said that, you know, this is what I want to do. I want to develop a company and travel through the Bahamas doing striping. And for some reason that stuck with me. And after I moved to Nassau, I was working in the construction field as a professional carpenter. And at that particular time, the construction industry took a downturn. So I started to look for other ways to make a living. And that is when I heard about the government self-starter program. Started out with a $5,000 grant from the government self-starter program, where they was giving young persons between the ages of 18 to 30 up to $5,000 to help them get started in business. That's what got Bahamas Striping the grant funding. And I would say it put the drive in me to want to pursue this particular goal that I had. What we seek to do here in Bahamas Striping is to give the guys a career, not just a job. And the overall goal is to one day that we have a group of young guys to go there and start their own business, whether it be a franchise in Bahamas Striping or whatever aspirations that they want to do. We train them on how to be punctual, how to respect the job, how to do proper time management, and so forth. So all of that helps to develop them as a better individual. I would definitely like to congratulate On Bahamas for this initiative. Any time where you are trying to voice new entrepreneurs within the Bahamian market. I think that is definitely an idea that should be supported on all levels. Definitely, when you look at enhancing the economy, enhancing the small business, which is the driving force behind any economy, I definitely can congratulate that, and I'm actually happy to be a part of it, at least a spokesperson in the event, to inspire persons to actually want to own a part of their Bahamas. My name is Otario Mitchell, and I want you to own a part of your Bahamas.
At the Youth Zone, searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down. At the Youth Zone, we may be young, but we're the next generation, and we're here to save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. To save our nation. Oh, at the Youth Zone. You are now in the Youth Zone.
So what's happening in your school and what sets you apart from the rest? Well, every week we'll find out when we feature a different school. But this week, we talk with the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology about the launch of their new Bahamas Learning Channel. Please welcome Javon Williams to the Youth Zone.
Thank you very much.
So, BLC, Bahamas Learning Channel, tell us all about it.
The Bahamas Learning Channel is an initiative by the Ministry of Education which allows us to take the curriculum and bring it to life. In your discussions, you spoke about the curriculum not relating to students. So we don't want to do the same thing that happens between 9 and 3. We know that that's not necessarily working. So we take the curriculum and we use media technology, we use our most creative teachers, and we make it exciting so that students would want to pay attention and capture that lesson. The second most important thing about the Bahamas Learning Channel is that it bridges the educational gap that exists in the Bahamas. For too long now, students based upon geographic location or the size of their school may not have access to specific subjects like chemistry or physics because there's no physics teacher in the school where there's only 10 students. So what we have done through the Bahamas Learning Channel is bridge that gap. So now a student, regardless of where they are, how many persons are in that school, will have access to every single subject within the curriculum.
Does this channel cater to all ages, or?
This channel caters to students from preschool straight up to college level. We cater to everyone. And what's also important is that we cater to different grade levels at different levels. For example, there may be a science show that caters to students who are advanced, and that same science show will actually happen on levels that cater to students who are on the middle or low stream as well. So we want to capture everybody.
Well, that's awesome, but my issue is being from the family island.
Yes.
We're always left out. So how does this channel, or how will this channel impact those who are on the family islands who don't really even have cable, not even basic cable?
I'm proud to say that the Bahamas Learning Channel is exactly what it is, the Bahamas Learning Channel. Right now, we have shows that utilize students from Abaco, Eleuthera, Long Island, from the length and breadth of the Bahamas. So family island students are absolutely involved. Now, in terms of technology and students not having access to cable, the good news is that we have a website, www.thebahamaslearningchannel.com, where every program is streamed. So students are able to go on and access our programs 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
So what type of lessons do you have on these shows? Because you could do addition, but everybody will know addition. But for those subjects that the majority of Bahamians are not don't have clarification on, do you deal with do you have a poll to say, well, okay, most students are struggling in this subject and this area?
Yes, we have a research unit at the Ministry of Education has done the research, and we know what areas that we need to focus on.
Okay, nice.
And we're placing a heavy focus on the sciences and on math.
That's where the problem is.
Okay. And we know that's where the problem is. But we find out that the problem is not necessarily that our students cannot learn math. The problem is that the way in which it's taught doesn't capture their attention. And I'll give you an example of that from even the primary school level. We have a lot of our boys especially who were totally bored with learning the multiplication tables. So what we did is we took a Jonkanu beat, did animation with Jonkanu, and we put it to Jonquil Music. And we found that all of these little primary school boys especially are now singing, playing the Jonquil and
Nice.
learning this stuff in a way that was non-existent before. And we have done that with every subject. So we have music videos, we call them educational music videos on bones, on the planets, on the circulatory system, on everything related to math and science especially.
How about geography, so they know what islands are in the Southeast Bahamas?
Okay, so what I
Right, because they could be like, oh, you mean Freeport was hit by Joaquin?
We got 30 seconds. Go
Okay,
ahead, 30 seconds.
so what I want to know is it going to contain the shows that it used to have, like Glad Attack and the science shows that I grew up watching?
Look like you like watching the Learning Channel.
Well, I'm sorry to say that actually makes me feel old now. But we're going to continue with shows like Glad Attack and Science Bowl, and we are proud to announce new shows as well. We are very proud of a new show called I Want to Be, and I have some students from Anatole Rogers who would have participated, and they're in the audience today. And the show is called I Want to Be, and what we do is exactly what you guys were talking about. We connect the curriculum to real world. We have students, for example, who said that they want to be a chef. They may not necessarily know what subjects they need to take now to relate to that career. So what we did is we took Dantes, who's in the audience, and we placed him at Great Cliff. And we followed him for an entire day at Great Cliff. And he got to have the experience, a real life experience.
Give me some.
About what being that career is about. And it was a life-changing moment for him. And we're very proud of that show.
One last question for you. We got word, the Youth Zone got word last week that they're thinking of taking math out of the mandatory curriculum. How do you feel about that?
I know nothing about that, and I suspect that that is not true.
Yeah, that can't be true.
And what we have to learn in the Bahamas, especially with social media, is we have to make the distinction between talk, truth, and reality. And you're going to hear a lot of stuff that's not reality.
It was on the show. A woman came
No,
here
she
and
was
told us it
talking
was on the
about
show.
making it mandatory for advanced math, not basic math.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and that's a big distinction.
Big
Absolutely.
distinction. All right, well, thank you so much, Yvonne, for talking about us. We look forward to this channel, definitely.
Yes.
And we hope we have exciting shows in the channel like the Youth Zone, hey?
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. Our artist of the week, he is dynamic, he is amazing, and he is ready to lift the roof off. Stay with us. Our artist of the week is up next.
At the Youth Zone, searching for solutions for the issues in our nation. That's the only way we know that we can make it. It's going down at the Youth Zone.
I want to buy Remy, and I want to flip my weave, then I can buy my Remy. And if I want to buy my $300 phone, I'll buy it myself. a
But the
$300
best to
phone.
me would be having electricity in your home.
Yeah, that's what I thought, you know. But,
That would be the best.
I don't have no problem with looking good, but I believe
As we can clearly see.
But I believe that the main problem with youths today is that we don't know how to prioritize. If the mean average salary is $200 a week, why can't we just take away $50 and save
Yeah.
that? It wouldn't be such a big hassle.
Yeah. I think it also has to do with we don't come from a culture of savings. If I don't see my parents save, and my parents spend, and my parents have salary reduction till they can't be deducted anymore, then why am I going to learn a culture of saving?
How society has it, because when we go to school, everyone thinks as if we should have clerks to make it in school. I feel as if you can go to Sandy's, get your $20 shoes, they last very long.
Well, you go to school $20 shoes. Do you wear $20?
Yes, I do. My pay less shoes.
Sandies?
Yes, my pay less shoes.
I'd like to speak on that. I completely disagree with you because if you go into any school with $20 shoes, that is social suicide.
March off like a marching band. Spot a light skin in a leopard print pants. When I see that, I pick up my pace, I roll up on her. I grab her by her waist, I say, you can't muggle like me. You can't muggle on the beat. Alkaline, 1, 2, 3, call me chaperone cause I's a bedroom bully. So after that, we gone in the corner. This gal, hot like the summer. When I say this, y'all might dead, but I try.
Save our nation. At the Youth Zone.
You are now in the Youth Zone.
Well, it's been great hanging with you. Hit us up on Twitter at YouthZone242, Facebook, The Youth Zone.
Or email us at youthzone242@znsbahamas.com. Want to hear from you.
And finally, of course, we want to invite you to get the copy of this book. It's called College Planner by one of our guests who was in here today. Monty Kinsey is a great guide to help you planning for your future. Well, that's our show. Our artist of the week before we finally go, though, is an entertainer, songwriter, choreographer, and recording artist. Whew. His new project is out called Carnival Day. Of course, he's performing today the song called PE. He's
Physical
also a member of the world-famous Bahaman. Please welcome to the Youth Zone, Dyson Knight. See you next week, everybody.
Yeah, yeah. In a circle, winding down, body like a stallion, she whining like a champion, physical. Hey, 2, 4, 2, go. Y'all, you're the head of the class. Everybody say you deserve it. Hey, when it comes to winding it down, everybody say that this gal don't play. You a pro at this spot. Show you got gal, you show your way. Get up on me, gal. Don't get up on me, gal. Hey, so wine, gal. Let your body explode, gal. Let the music control you, gal. Wet and wet up your clothes, gal. Wine, gal. Let the music control you, gal. Wet and wet up your clothes, gal. Turn up, hey. Let's get physical. Hey, jump on and move it, y'all. Hey, yo, let's get physical. Jump up and move it, y'all. Roll, y'all, roll, y'all. Roll, y'all, roll it, y'all. Wind down to the ground. Use up your energy. Let me see that energy. Energy. Physical education. Hey. Physical. Yo! Young as you wine, I'll teach. Work the bungie, I'm trying to study. Look how you're testing me. Examination time, hope you're ready. Y'all, how you know you're smart. Genius, how you rock it steady. Up on me, y'all. On and rock it.